Welcome back to my channel. I go by the name Loretta Law. So today's episode, I'm having a mukbang. I'm trying it out, right? Because I love food, but I hate the sound of chewing. So I'm not too sure how I'd feel hearing myself chew on camera. But right now I'm just doing like simple Caesarea. So cheap. Caesarea is so cheap, guys. I only found out about this literally a month ago. I didn't know there was something this cheap in China, in Shanghai. But anyway, besides Chinese food. So it sells like pastas, pizza, lamb chops with a bit of spinach. It's got a Chinese twist to it, so but it's really tasty and it's cheap. So I got myself some creamy spinach. It's creamy spinach with smoked chicken and it's really tasty. There. This is 12 kwai. Right? This is 12 kwai. I got myself this. I have this every time I have a meal there because it just makes me feel good about the nonsense I'm about to eat. Just some 2 garlic bread, a garlic roll basically. And it tastes really good, especially if you like garlic bread. And some pasta, some bolognese. So I'm gonna be eating with a fork. I don't do the whole chopstick thing when in China. I'm gonna be eating with a fork. But while I'm having my mukbang, I'm gonna be talking about friendships. Let me give myself a drink. Ooh. I'm always so scared. Anyway. It's the sound for me. This is cold already. Anyway, so friendships, guys, like what's your take on losing friendships? I've lost so many friendships since I came to China. I think I probably have like 4 friends in my whole life back home and here combined. Oh, sorry guys, cheers. I can really say that most of my friendships that I've lost really hurt. Like, it was really painful. I missed most of them. I have separation anxiety with almost everything and everyone that's close to me. And I really struggled with letting go of friendships, especially emotionally. Like, I was really attached and I still thought about them. I still dreamt of my friends. But at the end of the day, like, I got comfortable with the fact that not everybody is meant to be in my life. You know, at the end of the day, I have to lose some people along the way, and that's just the reality of life. But it took me so long to understand that. Some friendships really drain you, like sometimes they become one-sided, and I'm not saying all my friendships that I lost were only one-sided, but sometimes I was the one that was just toxic, and just not putting in the effort, I guess. It was so painful. After losing certain friendships, it took me a while to make friends in China, and it's still a struggle because I'm just like, now I must get attached to you at the end of this journey. Then I go back to my country, or you go back to your country, and then what? Now I'm still attached and I'm gonna miss you, and yeah. But like, one of my friends said to me, like, the journey of being here in China involves meeting people that are going to leave. This involves your growth because you have attachment issues or you struggle with trusting people. So this will enable you to grow in that aspect. So it still takes a lot, but now it's much better than before. Like, now I'm more open to making more friends, or new friends actually. But the problem that I have is that once you like cross certain boundaries, I'm just like, I can't do this no more. Because I've been hurt in friendships. So it's so easy for me to just be like, let's call it quits, mate. It's like relationships. Once you've gone through certain trials, the next one you get into, you just like, I don't expect to go through the same nonsense I went through that I tolerated before. So bye. So right now I have a few friends, but here's my question. What do you think of, not necessarily the friendship breakups, because that happens, it's part of life, but what's your take on friends inheriting beef? Was that a bit tense there, mate? Because here's my thing. My take is inherit my beef. That's our beef. Like, it doesn't matter what the circumstances are, inherit my beef. I cannot be beefing with somebody or have an awkward situation with somebody and you out there kicking with them. How am I supposed to trust you with things that are very important to me, things that are personal to me, things that could make or break me, if you're going to be out there kicking with the enemy? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But I've struggled with friends that understand that. I legit probably only have 1 or 2 friends that really grasp that. But the others, it's like, it's circumstantial. It matters what the beef is about. Yes, I agree. If perhaps there are 3 scenarios to this. First scenario is if you were in a group, like I was in a circle of friends, and maybe I had conflict with somebody. That's not beef. That's just conflict. Friendships have conflict, right? But if something happens where we start not vibing anymore, we're not cool. Like, we just, one's talking about the other one, or one's just spreading nonsense, or one's just trying to stab the other one in the back, and we were all a group of friends, maybe I might understand the fact that, okay, you're still attached to the person because she never did anything to you, or he didn't do anything to you, so it's not your problem. Okay, 100%. Then there's a scenario of maybe me and some person have an issue, right? Or the person has an issue with me. I'm not perfect, but I hardly have issues with the people. Like, I just feel like I'm just always in my corner. I go out by myself. I do my own thing. If I socialize with people, I socialize a little bit, but I just prefer being in my own space unless I'm with people that I really am close to, or if I just see randoms that just want to chill, then yes, no problem, because I'm a random as well. But if there's a person that I met separately, or we both met, but we're not friends, we just met, and this person just starts being very awkward, or starts talking nonsense about me, or starts treating me like crap, and you as my friend, right? I'm talking to y'all, my subscribers, as my friend, and I'm like, yo, join me. This is what's happening, friend. Like, and we start talking about it. We're not gossiping about the person, but we're talking about the issue that's happening, right? And as my friend, you're like, oh, friend, like, cut the person loose, let them go. You can't have such in your life. It's toxic behavior. Can you be friends with that person later on in life? Because now I feel like we've spoken about this person, number 1. Number 2, you know how they don't like me. They literally hate me. And I really don't like them. How are you friends with them? Right? Like, that's the beef you should inherit. In fact, you can't be friends with them after that, because then what are you going to say about me? Even though you might say you're not talking about me, but my name will pop up somewhere or another, because the same way her name might pop up in our conversation, it's the same way vice versa. Right? Or his name. Then, okay, those are 2 scenarios. But I believe in inheriting beef, man. Like, especially that scenario. How are you friends? So you go from talking about her to being besties? Or it's just weird. Yeah, that's just very weird. And also the first scenario, if we were all a group of friends, don't you have a stance? Because I have a stance. So if 2 of my friends are having an argument or a fight, sort your business out. I can intervene as a friend, but we should all solve it together. Eventually you guys should sit down together and, you know, iron things out. But if it's something that is about values and values in friendship, not personal values, I'm talking about what we value as friends, you know, as a unit, then I'm gonna be like, but if you can do that to her, you could surely do that to me though. Nah. Then there's beef that happened like when you guys were young or in uni, and eventually you guys are just like, hey, listen, it's a wrap. Like, we're old now, we can squish that beef and just be friends now. It's a little tricky, but let me give you scenarios that have happened. No names mentioned. Actually, not scenarios. Scenarios, case studies, actually. For them girls or them guys, whoever's watching, right? My friends, my subscribers. Guys, so let's talk. So I've got a man, right? In this scenario, there's a girl that has a man, but she has also like a side. Cool. Now, she has a man in one city and a side in another city, right? Now, in this scenario, she has a group of friends that live in the same city as her main. But when she goes to see or visits her side, the friends hang out with the main. Is that okay? That literally happened with people that I know. Is that okay? Why are you hanging out with my mans when I'm not there? Like, the only reason you should talk to my mans is if it's about me. And it should be a surprise party or an engagement. It should be about... I don't do that nonsense of, no, Jimmy, we just hang out with your man. No, babe. Don't hang out with my man. That's it. It's got nothing to do with insecurities. It's got nothing to do with you don't trust your man. It's just about, my man's not your friend. That's just it. As much as in that scenario, if my man has friends, they're not my friends. That's just it. The boys cannot hang out with me without him. That's shady business, right? So why do we do that as girls? I don't understand. Or just like DMing a person's partner and being like, oh my God, you're so fly, you're so cute. I really wanna just compliment you and just say, listen, you... Yes. Oh, why even following? Like, yeah. Like, those are just awkward situations for me. And like, what's your opinion on those? Because for me, my friends cannot talk to my mans unless like I'm there. It doesn't matter like what gender or whatever. It's not even about the infidelity. I think it's more about, if I tell you things in confidence that he does not know, he cannot know. Say vice versa. If he tells his boy something in confidence, I'm not supposed to know, right? So awkward situations. Monox. I had a scenario here in China. I don't even know if I should talk about this. And not because of anything, but I'm cool with one of the parties in this scenario. When I came to China, I was so open to making new friends. No, I wasn't. I'm lying. I said I wasn't, right? But after like a couple of months or a year, I was open to making new friends. And I met a group of friends. Well, I met the individual people on separate occasions, which was great. It was just so ironic how they were a group of friends. But so in this scenario, in this circle or this vibe, right, I saw them. So I used to have a job where I worked Wednesday to Sunday. So my days off, my weekends were Monday and Tuesday. Those were my days off. And the other people in the circle had different days, right? Now, one of the people we were hanging out with, one of the gents, we were having vibes. We started off as friends and we were talking and all, and he was, you know. But I didn't know that before he used to see one of the mates, right? Beauty. So, my guy Obana, beauty. Actually, before me. So I'm like, it's cool. Whatever. Then eventually, I found out, while we were vibing, that he's still actually talking to Beauty. But I wasn't too sure. So then I asked him, are you talking to B? He's like, nah, I'm not. That's old news. And I'm like, it's cool. But then there's one time I rock up at B's party and bam, you know, they're having a vibe. So I was like, it's cool. I rocked up by mistake, actually. This party was at a bar and I was just going to that bar to go get a clink, some juice, some sparkling grape juice. So then I ask, okay, the guy again, he's like, nah. I'm like, cool. All right, if you say so. A couple of weeks later, I then ask B, I'm like, yo, Beauty, listen. Because Beauty now are not getting close and close and close and close. And one thing about me is that I respect people's spaces, especially girls, you know, like I respect people's spaces. If I'm sleeping over at your place, if I'm hanging out with you, I respect you as my girl. Like, you know, it's, the moment I say you're my friend, it's a wrap, you know. So I kind of picked up that she's into Gent. So then I asked her, like, listen, you and Gent, what's happening? You know? She's like, no, listen, we're just vibing. I'm about him. I am about. I'm like, hectic. I'm like, bruh, like, we've been talking, you know, and I'm letting you know because he thinks we Popeyes, he thinks we clowns, right? So I'm just letting you know as my girl, then listen, girl, this guy thinks we clowns. Let's just cut it. Or me, personally, I am, you know, because I didn't catch feelings for this person. I was just, you know, cool with him. Just be vibing, but I didn't catch feelings, at least yet. So, and she's like, yeah, like, yo, this guy, like, we just, you know, I'm sharing everything, like, conversations. I'm just, like, bashing the guy. And I say to her, like, if you're about him, that's cool. I'm just letting you know that you're bro, so you don't think that I am that friend. Cool, I smashed it, I bashed it, I blocked the guy. I was like, I'm done. I'm not going back. But she still continued with him, right? Behind my back, which was, I'm saying behind my back because she had this front of, no, I'm also done, I'm blocking, whatever. Only to find out they were still thingy. And I was like, you could have just said, yo, Chomi, I'm still about him. I would have been like, girl, get yours. You know? That was not even the problem that I had. Like, I was just like, whatever, it's the streets, I guess, right? And yeah, but my problem that I had is that I still, because we're friends, right? So I still value the friendship. I still value our vibe. But now she started beefing with me. Like, she started being like cold towards me. She started being mean and just rude girl vibes towards me. And I'm just like, why? Everything. Like, why are you being rude? Like, I was honest. Tell me why. But I picked it up and a year later we confronted it. No, not a year, I'm lying. I haven't been in China that long. Like maybe 6 months later, and I was like, bruh. Because I was always trying to meet up with her and the rest of the group, and people would just be like, oh, we're busy. Oh, no, Robert, we're sleeping. And because we're sleeping, like, yeah, there's nothing going on at the house, so we'll like see some other time. Or like, nah, that whole time, I was a whole clown because everybody knew that Loretta's trying to pull up, but like Loretta is not allowed because guy and I'm just like, why did you not tell me as a friend? Like, why would you? That is the behind my back I'm talking about, because now you're acting as if like I'm like trying to hang out, I'm a groupie, and that was not the case. You were a friend, right? And same, B was my friend at that time. Well, I thought, well, yeah, and kind of didn't work out because of that, because I was just like, nah, I can't roll with somebody that cannot be honest with me about anything, because that's one thing I value in friendships. Guys, how do people do Mukbangs, like I get so full while talking. That's why you should not talk. Oh, anyway, so I'm just like, listen, why would you do that? And on top of that, then she started like hating, you know, genuinely so. And my conclusion was, because she likes that guy, she probably thought, why did this guy do this to me, you know, with my friend or whatever. I don't know. I was just trying to come up with my own assumptions. At the end of the day, listen, I confronted the issue. We spoke about this multiple times, but only to find out she is still hating. And I'm like, but bruh, that was like when, such a long time ago. I moved on way past that. But yeah, like, you know, that's one of the friendship issues that I had. And this is why right now it's very difficult to like just trust friends. Like I need to evaluate you, because now you hear being like, oh my god, I'm so sorry about that thing, I was just trying to protect you not to see me with him. And I'm like, what are you protecting? Like, I'm not into him. Don't patronize me. But anyway, that's on period. That's the conversation. Friendships, toxic friendships. We all go through that, right? Like we all go through some toxic friendships. Sometimes we're also the toxic ones. Listen, I could be the toxic friend as well to my friends, you know. Certain traits that my friends could just be like, oh, Loretta, stop. Loretta, stop. But, you know, and I get it. Last scenario is, can your friend hang out with your ex? Young. Why? Which, well, it depends which ex, right? Like it depends. You know, you have those exes that you just like, oh, this one. No, really deep. It was deep, right? Don't hang out with my friends. Ex, don't hang. But also, he doesn't owe me any loyalty, so I understand. But the friend, like, nah. Why? What are you talking? Like, I don't get it. I don't. I really don't. But no, you can't. Like, I'm one person that just believes in like, let's keep it here. Let's keep it, you know? Unless you just have a girl that you were just, a guy that you were just like having a thing with, or a girl that you were just having a thing with, and you just like, that's not really an ex. And if you really love him, listen, I'm all for it. I don't think that's also still a little cringy, because if we had a thing, so it means don't just yeah, no, friendships, it's a lot. Somebody say to me, oh my god, you have so many rules in friendships. I'm like, I really don't. They're just simple. Just be my friend. I'll be your friend. You know, let's just be honest to each other. Let's just speak things through. Let's just pray for our friendships. Let's just pray for our spaces, the people we let in our lives. You know, to be able to just grow in our friendships, and friendships that don't work out because of other reasons, that's also okay. My friendships I can actually confidently say they didn't end because of any of these reasons. It was just other reasons. And one of them was simply because I was also just, you know, just distant. And that's because I live in another country. There's a time difference. A lot of things were happening in my life, but other friendships just ended because it just was not working out, and we both felt that we both not putting in effort. And I was just like, maybe it's just it, you know. Do I wish to rekindle some friendships? I really don't know, because I feel like there's just so much growth and so much understanding that has happened, and I've understood that some of them are just like okay without me, and I'm like, okay, I had to understand, accept, and just move on. It was hard. Like, some of them I'm just like, yo, something happened, and I'm like, I wish I could call my friend and be like, hey, but then cut it. Anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. Road to 500, and then road to 1,000, and then road to 5,000, and then road to 10, and then road to 10. Listen, 100, then the road to, you know, let's just, yeah, subscribe, guys, and share my videos. And yeah, so the next video, I don't know if it's the next one, but I'm going to do a mukbang, and I'm going to have like a poll on Instagram of the things that you'd want to see me eat. It's difficult eating while talking. I think the next one I'm just gonna keep quiet, hey? Like the Korean style. Like just keep it quiet and just eat. KJ. Oh, what that? It's very difficult. Tell me what's your take on friendships. Share with me. That most talks. I've heard wild things. But guys, subscribe to my channel.